Let's make a nest from willow, moss, dried sticks, dried flowers, whatever you can find in the garden. Today I look a bit like a ghost, but I am here. Hello. Take your willow, see what you can find, whatever you can find in the garden, and curl it around. Nice and small to begin with. Just begin weaving it like a knot to start with, in and out. The great thing about willow is it bends, doesn't snap, especially if it's fresh or if it's been soaked in water. So the little birds and the big birds will be busy making their own nests now. And so we're going to tune into them by making our own one. And you never know, if we're lucky, might get an egg, a chocolate egg. So there we got a little ring. Let's get another small piece of, this is weeping willow. Maybe in your half an hour exercise a day, you could go to the river or somewhere near water where the weeping willows really like to grow. There are other sorts of willow trees as well. This willow is a lovely yellow colour, golden colour. Actually, we don't need to break off the little bits. That might be a bit big, though. I'm going to use this. I'm going to use the smaller ones. Find the right size. It's a small nest. This is only going to be a small nest, fit for a little blue tit, great tit, little robin. And of course there's lots and lots of other materials that you can use. What materials can you think of that birds like to make their nests with? Sticks and feathers and dried grass. And if you like getting messy, some mud. But as I collected quite a lot of this willow, it's a bit snappy, that one, I'm going to use the willow. So now I'm going to go just increase the gap a little bit to try and fill in the circle in the middle. So as I'm bending it, I'm just going to fill in the circle a little bit to make a sort of mesh that will hold the moss. I've collected moss again by the river. Logan's Nature Reserve, Chesterton. I went there and they've got lots of moss growing all over the ground, in the grass, in between the grass. And then we also collected some moss, which I'll show you in a minute, off a shed roof of mine. That I've got two little roofs, one roof that bends over another one, and water was pouring down it into some guttering, and where the two roofs overlapped, a lot of this moss grew. You can see on the back there's a little bit of roofing felt. And my husband Dan, he was clearing it off, and he saved it for me, which was very nice. And then this one, lovely fluffy soft one, is from the river, the grass growing near the River Cam. So we've got our tiny little nest. We could just say, oh, what little bed would be comfortable. I think this fluffy moss is going to be particularly good. So I'm just going to fill that in to the little holes. very small. You can do a bigger one. So let's see, there's a pebble here. Could be, oh, it's a bit big. I think I need a smaller one. Look for a little pebble. That could be pretending to be an egg for now. This little bit of stone. Just have a little egg in there. Could always colour in my pebble. So I'll pop that one there. I've also got, you could also fill your nest with any dried plants you've got. Some dried mugwort, some dried lavender. They were to go on my fire, but they're also good for nest making. So hopefully you'll be able to go and find some willow or some hazel from the hazel trees. These woods are the bendy woods, okay? And of course it's quite difficult to identify them at the moment because they haven't got leaves. But you'll recognise the weeping willow by the shape of the branches that bend all the way down to the ground. And the hazel at the moment has very beautiful, brightly yellow, well, quite bright, catkins, hazel catkins. They are little yellow things that hang down, a bit like flowers, but they're seeds. So I've got another little ring there with some regular willow that doesn't have as many leaves on it. So when I picked the willow, the reason we were pruning, so the weeping willow I got where the branches were really close to the path or touching the ground, were getting in the way of the footpath. So I thought about it. Thought, oh, which branches does this tree not need? Which branches would this tree not miss? And just try and take what you need, not too much, just enough. So these little tiny nests are actually made of about 4, that's 2 so far, 4 bits of willow. And they're not very long. These ones are as long as my whole arm, from my fingertips all the way across to the middle of my chest. So that's how long they are. And obviously that makes a pretty small nest on the size of my palm. Just good for a little tiny egg, little tiny magical bird. So have fun making your nest this week. And I look forward to seeing them Bye.